So you have to do things correctly. You have to be diligent about your study, and you have to be realistic about your expectations and what results should you expect that are realistic. Doubling your account every month, that's not realistic. Trading multiple contracts, only being into this for a couple months, nope, that's dumb. Because you're teaching yourself greed and fear when you have drawdown. Whereas if you just simply did the least, learning how price lives and breathes in these charts, the money part, profiting, that's the easiest part of this. That's the easiest. What makes it easy? Knowing when not to do something, when to get the fuck out of your own way and pull your head out of your own ass. Those three things that plague everybody. Impatience. Stop being impatient. Don't be fearful and greedy. How do you accomplish that? By conquering those. Control your frequency in trading. Don't over leverage. Do the smallest amount. Because if you are consistently pulling out positive results with the smallest leverage possible, following the rules, you will get bored. You will get bored by doing that. And that is the very sweet spot that you're aiming for. When I'm doing 15, 20 contracts in the S&P, am I feeling any more excitement, trepidation, anxiety, concern whether my trade's going to pan out or not versus that or one single contract? No. No. I'm not looking at the money. I do that because you guys like to see it. I don't have that on my charts. When I'm focusing, I'm looking at just the price only. Watching the time and seeing where I am in terms of price. Is everything still delivering as I would expect, as I teach you? But some of you lose your mind over a demo. Why? That's where you have to dig in. Find out what it is you're wrestling with. Because you want your results quick. You want to be able to be self-assured. Because listening to these rants by me and listening to videos, they only feel good for the moment while you're listening to it, folks. You might have a little bit of a splash over experience when the presentations end and you walk around like, yeah, man, I'm cock strong. I'm walking around.
He's right. He's right. He's so damn right, guys. It's not even funny. What up, what up? We're back on YouTube. Holy shit. It has been a while. You guys know me. I've been doing this for quite some time and then I'm not here again for another 6 months. But we're gonna do 2 live streams a week, Monday and Friday for the entire of November. So hopefully you guys will enjoy those. And yeah, we're just gonna do market analysis, Q&A. And at the end of the stream, guys, I will be giving away a one-on-one session with me. I will dive with you into my strategy, or if you want to refine your own strategy, I will help you with that for a full hour. So you can do a lot in 1 hour. Make sure you are following and subscribe to the channel, of course, and that you have liked the video, and then I can pick the winner at the end of the stream. So yeah, that's about it. And let's just start off with whatever the hell is going on the charts right now, right? It's Monday, first day of the monthly candle, right? So let me just quickly see if everything is set up properly. Let me get to my OBS, see if I think everybody can hear me fine, right? If not, then let me know, of course. But I think everything should be fine. Let me go to the chat. Let me read what you guys are saying. A bunch of you were waiting already. Dope intro. Yes, I love listening to ICT's motivational speeches. What up, Extoshi, Jillian? Wertijd, yes sir. Marcel, what up? Ahmad, Mod, Jared, thank you, sir. Thomas Moray, what up, man? Yazin Elijah, 17 Talks. Everybody, welcome. I see some familiar names from back in the day. Good to see you guys all coming back. What do you guys want to do? Should I break down what the hell's going on Forex, and then we'll go into a little bit of Q&A, see what we can expect also for the upcoming week, and then on Friday we'll recap what actually happened. So there's actually really, I think the schedule is nice. So Monday we'll look at the weekly candle, we'll look at what the days might have ahead of us, we'll look at the economic calendar, and at the end of the week we can do a review, right, to see what actually happened, what trade opportunities were there, and I think that's pretty good to do. Watching all the way from South Africa, welcome. Right, so I've mapped out, this is October, between the red lines today, right? October was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I found 2 setups a week. I think I took 1 loss in October and 6 winners. I think that's about it, yeah. So October was pretty clean. Forex is looking pretty clean. Chat, can you tell me where is price going? Is the draw obvious, or is the draw isn't the draw obvious? What is going on right now? What do you guys think? While I take a sip of my coffee. Does it look clean? Where are we going? Well, let me scoop up. Going lower? Question mark? Well, looks like it, right? Looks like it, yeah. So what do we know? We should not be looking for sells at all, obviously. Let's look at the monthly, right? Let's break it down from all the way from the top. And I know there are Indices traders here as well. Listen, I'm going to go over Indices, I promise. But I love Forex, and EU and GU is basically the only things I trade, which works perfectly fine for me. Yeah, let's look at this monthly candle, right? It's kind of stuck in a range here, but we ran the buy side here, right? And then this previous monthly candle closed below the previous monthly wick, right? So what I'm expecting for this monthly candle to drop lower, that's the higher time frame bias. Weekly also is there's no indication that this wants to go higher, right? There's no bullish array where we can trade higher from. It should aim for this wick here. That's what I want to see, right? We go to the daily. I don't think this is a good area for a buy. I mean, if it does go higher from here, obviously I will switch up the bias. Personally, I'm expecting this to get traded through because I want to aim for the low here, right? And I'm order pairing this range here, right? That's what I'm looking at. All right, so we poked above this high here. And we can even take this high if we really want to. But I'm using this leg down here, right? So I want to pair up the buy stops with the sell stops below here, and that's my overall draw, right? Now, how are you going to get a trade setup though? That's the question, right? We're in the first day of the monthly candle. We're in the first day of the weekly candle. We're letting Monday play out, see what they engineer, see if there's any indication that we're going to form a manipulation leg first, or are we just going to do consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion. When that happens, it's a lot more difficult to get a trade setup because I prefer a manipulation leg before I enter, right? Because I want to always go with the cycle consolidation into manipulation and then distribution. And I want to catch the distribution, right? That's what I want to do. So if it keeps doing the consolidation into expansion, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. For example, last week I caught the sells here, right? If we go to the 15-minute time frame, we sold from the breaker over here, right? This one, right? So then there's actually price coming back into premium, then relative equal lows left behind, right? Manipulation, and then we catch the distribution, right? So as soon as it breaks this area here, it becomes a breaker, and you sell it, and then you drop all the way down, and then we win. That was last week, right? Last week's Thursday. Friday, I don't think I caught anything because it didn't manipulate above the range, right? We had this range over here, but we didn't go above it, right? That's what I wanted to see. I don't trade inside of this consolidation. If it drops from the consolidation, it is what it is, right? Don't be sad, you know? There's always another setup. Don't be greedy. Don't be impatient. Don't feel FOMO, right? Let me catch up with the chat a little bit before I keep yapping all the time. EU will catch up and take out the lows that GU has already took out. Yes, I think so too. GU looks a little bit stronger at the moment. However, the draw should still be lower. Last 2 weeks, my draw was into these equal lows, which we hit. I think we can... I would prefer if we can go all the way into this area, which has not been traded back into yet, which is this one. All right, so there's a lot of space, in my opinion, still to go lower. And yeah, we'll see if we can get there, right? No trade setups for me today as of yet, because I want to let Monday play out, see what they do. Like I said earlier, right? Are we going to see a manipulation, or are we going to see consolidation? Is the weekly profile setting up for our Monday high or Tuesday high, right? I don't know yet, so that's why I'm waiting. And waiting is all tight. All tight is always good. Because if you force it, you will get penetrated by the market makers, and we don't want that. Aliyu Ibrahim, welcome, man. How are you doing? Can hear you fine. Okay, that's good. OTE Nasdaq. Okay, let's look at Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq. I don't know if I will piss off people, but Forex is better than Nasdaq. Forex is better than Indices. My bad. Look at this. No, it's not good. It's not good. I don't like it. Look at this. Beautiful displacement, retracement, displacement. Beautiful. Same with GU. Beautiful. Right? And then we have this. Yikes. Yeah. Last week, though, we were watching this drop on Thursday. However, that's the only... I think that's the only thing I was really confident in that would happen that day. And then it started to consolidate as well for like... How long? 5 hours before it hit target. It took ages. But yeah, let's look at it from this point of view. So... If I look at indices, right? Okay, we went into this gap. This opening gap from last week. Right, that one got hit on ES. We took out this low. We didn't take out this low, and we have to remain bullish until proven wrong with market structure on the 4 hour. That's what I always use. I love the 4 hour time frame to give me the on the minimum flip on the higher time frame, right? So what we see over here is basically price returning back in discount below these lows, and then we form SMT, and the 4 hour candles are still closing above down close candles, and we don't see any bearish fair value gaps either, right? So we have to remain bullish on indices, in my opinion. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, what will happen with the open? Let's see, it's 15 minutes until we have market open. See what they got over here. Okay, so this is the opening gap. Yep. This is the weekend gap, I guess. New week opening. Yep. So they got hit. We purged this low. We have SMT on here from last week. We have these relative equal highs. Right. So the draw should be there. Would I buy all the way up here? No, I would not, right? It's way too high in premium. It's in a rejection block currently as well. So I wouldn't even be surprised if price drops, right? With the open down here and then continues up again, right? Then we purge all this liquidity here, which should be London's lows, I think. No, not even. London low is all the way down here. And we purged Asia lows. Yeah, so we purged the lows on Asia during London. So London lows could stay intact, in my opinion. I guess this is the most likely play. If I'm not gonna... yeah, this looks like the most likely play to me. Yeah, definitely. Now, only one issue. Price tends to have difficulty going through balanced price ranges, right? So we can see a balanced price range over here. And you can remember a balanced price range when you see the candlesticks up here, right? It's going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? It's like a paint roller going up and down. If it goes up and down more than 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row, like here, you know this is a balanced range, right? Typically, price doesn't have to go through it, and then it expands. But we'll see with the open. If it seeks a deeper liquidity pool, it can still go down here, right? But I don't like the entire structure anyway on Nasdaq. I feel way more confident in predicting the direction on the euro and the pound. But yeah, we'll see with the open what they do. It's like in 14 minutes, we'll see, right? What do you think about DXY going back to the fair value gap tomorrow to manipulate 4-hour key level before continuation? No, I don't think it's necessary at all. I don't think it will do that. It has to go through so many bullish arrays before it gets to that daily fair value gap. I think it's very unlikely that will happen. Just swap back from Forex to Indices. Oh, to Forex from Indices, and I'm loving it. Yes, you're in the correct cycle right now. In Forex's cycle is good right now. If you look back at August, for example, that was the worst time ever. Like that was not good. So August was trade frequency was extremely low. Maybe one setup, even no setup a week sometimes, because the market was just terrible. Like if I go back to August, we were in this over here, right? This is terrible, absolutely terrible to trade with, right? So then you have to keep yourself disciplined to not keep forcing setups when there's no market structure to work with, right? It's going to be extremely difficult to find proper setups if there's no displacement. There's no willingness to trade in either side of the market, right? So yeah, definitely stay patient when that happens. I'm looking longs on EU today. Well, I hope you are prepared to get violated then, because I don't think it should go higher. But if it fits your model, you should always trade your own model. I always say that to my students as well. You always, if you have a plan and I have a different plan, don't swap your plan for my plan, because that's not how you learn at all. You learn by making mistakes. You fall down and you get up. So you journal why you fell down, why you lost, and then next time, you know, this is the recurring pattern I'm doing, which makes me lose trades. For example, let's say you keep shorting inside of or buying or selling inside of a consolidation, and that's where most of your stop outs are coming from. Instead of just waiting for the market cycle retracement and then expansion, if you just wait for that and just let these consolidations fly by, and then be content to miss it, right? Stick to that plan. That's important. Let's see. It's been a long time, Carrie. Yes, I'm back for two times a week. Two times a week, my bad. English is very hard. In living of charts, do you guys trade Nasdaq or Forex? We do both. I focus on Forex, and the MMXM trader he focuses on Nasdaq. Do both. Let's keep it on Nasdaq for the open. Now this is a nice case study, right? We know we have a balanced range over here, which typically doesn't get traded through. So what can we expect with the open? I would say it's like a 70-30 percentage that we actually just fly up with the open because there's nothing down here to trade back into. The 30% is still there if we want to run liquidity for a deeper discount. So that is always possible with the open, right? Yeah, so I'm very interested to see what happens here. So based on this signature here, we'll see what happens. I'm leaning more towards that the open just gonna fly up. Let's look at our midnight opening prices. Right, so we already went below midnight opening, so we already had a manipulation here during London. Let's see, 8:30. Didn't go below 8:30, but we did go below New York midnight, so I don't think it's not required to go below here. This is going to be very interesting, this one. I like that. Something interesting to watch. Bitcoin analysis. Okay, I don't trade crypto, guys. I think it's like a terrible asset. I don't like this at all. I would only trade it maybe on a daily time frame, not lower. And then still, it's like this asset for me. It looks more like a longer term investment type of asset, not something I would day trade. Let's see. I mean, we did run the buy side here, and then we formed this up close candle, and now we're closing below it. So there's still a possibility we're just gonna run lower, right? Something like this. This is something. If I just glance at it from this perspective, I think this is the most likely scenario here. So I would say, yeah, something like this. You're the best mentor. Thank you, Jared. Although you have a 70% win rate, your psychology still sucks. I mean, yeah, that's literally... You can have a 90% win rate strategy, but it's only as good as the person who is using it. And if that person is not disciplined or has bad risk management, the 90% doesn't matter. You will just lose. That's just a fact. That is a fact. Where we can sell EU? Well, I'm not selling EU right now. There's no PD arrays where I want to sell from. There's no clear key level or anything. If I would sell now, I would sell at the bottom of the current daily candle, which I'm not interested in. So I'm letting today play out and see if we can actually form something what we can work with, right? We do have SMT on these highs, so this current range is building up. Maybe we can use it tomorrow, right? If we can use something like this, then I can know this high should most likely stay intact. And then if there's order pairing in this area, then there's something to work with, right? But where it is right now, that is not the case. Yawn. Gold, please. Okay, let's go to gold. Let's go. I mean, I would still say this has a more tendency to go higher. Based on that, we ran this low here and then went into a key level on the weekly. But I don't like the weekly range. I think looks like we can go a little bit deeper before we go higher. It depends on how today closes, honestly, because we have this. I would wait for this fair value gap to get inversed if you're looking for buys, right? So closure above. That is a lot safer if you want to long it, because this can just hold and then we drop deeper. Because the only issue I'm having here is that we formed a swing high And if we have a swing low and a swing high, we can expect that there, and this is not always the case, but we can expect a return back into discount, which it did not hit here, right? This weekly candle might as well drop further down before we go up again. That's why you need daily structural confirmation, in my opinion, and that is done by waiting for a IFG here. Right, so that would be the safest bet, honestly. So that's my gold opinion on gold right now. So either IFEG, and then you can start looking for longs, or wait for today to close, and if it's bearish or close below previous daily low, it's very likely it's going to run back to discount and take out this low here, right? So now you don't have any FOMO because you have your plan, right? Or at least I have my plan. If I would trade this, I would know, okay, today I'm going to skip it and wait either for an IFEG or a closure below previous daily low, and then I can look for shorts. Easy as that. You don't have to look at the chart anymore. You can click X and not lose your account because you're over trading. It's that simple, like literally. Can I look at US 30 once? Okay, I did. That's it. Oh, US 30. I mean, I'm in the same boat still with Nasdaq. I think it should trade higher. This as well. This actually looks a little bit better than Nasdaq. I'm not gonna lie, because we took out this low here, right? So ideally, it runs back into this high here. I think 10 a.m. If this does not blast up straight up, right, and it hangs around a little bit, you will have an IFEG here on the 1 hour, right? So it's actually not too bad. Yeah, I think that's sensible. We already hit discount on the weekly range on futures. Good call. Let's see on the futures. Did we though? We did not. Nope. I'm not buying that we are done yet unless we see like that daily confirmation, like I said. I don't think it's sensible right now. Yeah, guys, have a course for beginners. I don't think so. We use pretty advanced concepts, right? So definitely not for the beginner. I would definitely study ICT 2022 mentorship and core content. That's something everybody should do, by the way, if you haven't. That's the best content there is, especially core content. Core content is the main thing you should be doing. Where's EU bullish key level? There's no bullish key level. It's in bearish order flow, so don't look for bullish key levels. What do you trade beside EU and GU on Forex? Nothing else. Literally EU and GU. If I want to get spicy, sometimes I trade GCAT or EuroCAT, but that's about it. I don't touch anything else. How can you use white background is killing my eyes? Really? Is it that bad for your eyes? I mean, I don't know what you guys use, but I think the white background is pretty good. Maybe gradient, make it a little bit more gray, I guess. Can I have a gradient like this? This is a little bit better, right? A little bit more grayish. Maybe that helps with your eyes. Which trades did you take during the last 2 weeks? Oh, okay, let's see if I can memorize them. I mean, we have the EU sell from last Thursday, which was from the breaker. Then I didn't catch this drop. I have to go. Where's my phone? Let me go into my journal, aka Discord. That's basically where I post everything. Yeah, we'll break that down in a bit because I have to. I'm gonna be searching too much right now. Does MMXM trade indices? That's a. I mean, if you look at this page, there is only like indices trades. Like, I think it's pretty clear. And he has Nasdaq courses and E-mini Nasdaq free course as well on a YouTube. Like, pretty sure he trades. That's the only thing he trades. Oh, let's go to equity open. It's just right now. Almost missed it. Got distracted. They say London open and New York opening timing is extended by an hour. Does that affect kill zone timing? I mean, I don't really worry too much about kill zones because I trade a 1 hour time frame most of the time. Or use 1 hour based stop losses, right? Then you don't need a kill zone. But I'm not sure. The daylight saving time has hit already in the USA as well. So everything is back in sync. So don't worry about that, right? If you're new, hit the like button and drop a follow. Yes, BZY Production, welcome back. I know your name. Thank you for sticking around as always. All right, we can see the open is just going up right now. Most likely will continue into the highs, if I'm being honest. Like we talked about this BPR here, right? This balance range, which we have on the 1 hour. That could be the cause where the open just flies up. And it doesn't run the lows here, right? And I said I have like a 70-30 odds on that. So 70% is more likely to go higher straight up with the open based on the balance range. And currently it's doing exactly that. How to catch a setup though, like that, it's pretty difficult because you kind of want to see a 930 manipulation, right? And 930 just opened up and now it's creeping up higher, right? So there's no real manipulation at 930. So then you just let it fly, right? At least that was I do. I find 2022 mentorship bad. Okay. I think it's the best thing he created after core content. So I don't agree with that at all. What would you suggest? Sticking to fixed pairs or more than 2-3 pairs? I mean, I stick with 2 pairs, EU and GU, and that's if there's nothing to trade on those two, then I just don't trade at all. So that's for me, that's the best thing. What works for you doesn't necessarily have to work for me, and vice versa, obviously. But if you're a beginner, I would definitely stick with 1 or 2 pairs. Don't go looking for 6-7 pairs at the same time. The first thing you need to do is collect data, right? You want to have confidence in executing your system and everything. So that doesn't work if you're flying around different asset classes. What if we have SMT on the order pairing liquidity? Well, the one that takes out the liquidity for order pairing and the other correlated asset does not. Once they go back in sync, so they're going into a distribution phase, right? Then you can look for setups on both of them, or you wait for the other one to take out the liquidity as well, right? So it's this or that. And if the one takes out and the other doesn't, you have SMT, and then you wait for a CSD-OB. That's important. You have to wait for a CSD-OB after. In your old mentorship videos, I heard you say external to internal is better because even if you're wrong, price mostly goes to discount, but isn't trading against the higher time frame direction a bit difficult? I think I might have said that back in the day, but I'm definitely not. I'm not on that. I'm not on that right now. I'm definitely more internal to external. So go with the order flow. So you can disregard what I said 2 years or 3 years ago. Because I developed myself as well, right? Not everything stays the same. Thanks a lot, Tom. Your content made me clear challenge and take my first payout last month. Much love and respect, sir. Thank you, thank you. And Trickster, well done, man. I like that. Love to see other people win as well. What I don't like is people putting other people down and pretending they're better than others. And if you're that kind of person, shame on you. Yes, going down. Yep. We're just waiting. Like there's nothing to trade up here, right? You can't buy. There's no manipulation. Either it takes out this low or it flies up straight up, and the only buy opportunity is below the lows. And if it flies up from here, then you shouldn't touch it, in my opinion. How many trades did you send to your Discord last month? I think I update daily, but I think 2 trade setups a week for the last month. Yeah, 2 trade setups. I don't trade every day. Everyday trading is gonna kill your account. You bought the MXM and Nasdaq Mastery course. It's an eye opener. Yeah, it's really, really good if you're trading indices. For sure, for sure. Do you think this model will ever fade? No, I don't think so. Liquidity is liquidity. I don't think it will change. Can you please tell about true ranges? I don't know what true ranges are. I just use dealing ranges. So I have no clue what that is. Check ES. I mean, yeah, it could form SMT with these lows as well. So ES running out those lows, right? That is possible. If it takes out this low and then does a lower time frame entry model, it's probably going to go bullish. There's a lot of buy side here. I would be very surprised if they left that intact. But we'll see how it looks like where the 4-hour candle will close, right? Ideally, you want, if it's bullish, you want the 4-hour candle to close above the previous 4-hour high, right? If that doesn't happen and it closes bearish, I don't think 10 a.m. is going to be that good. Because then it might as well go bearish, right? So 10 a.m. is definitely the play to see how this 4-hour candle closes. Now, Forex looks just a lot better right now. Let's look at Euro GBP. This is also hella bullish, right? Pound is a lot weaker than the euro at the moment. This just looks like it wants to tank like crazy, right? We'll definitely look for short setups the entire week until we reach some sort of ADR or the weekly range is capped, right? Yeah, definitely. Make new content. Yes, I'll try, man. Here's the thing, right? You guys got to understand, YouTube is a hobby, right? I make money with trading and side business. YouTube has to be fun as well, right? I don't want to make YouTube content because I have to make YouTube content. I want it to be fun. I want to do it because I want to do it, right? That's why, sorry if I'm not too active on YouTube, right? I have not posted anything in 3 months, I think. But with real life stuff going on, right? Some heavy stuff in my life going on. I didn't feel motivated to make a YouTube video, so I do apologize for that. But real life stuff goes before YouTube, in my opinion, right? Just keep an eye on this, see what it does around 10 a.m. Time frame alignment model was a game changer for me this year. Good to hear, man, Jared. Yeah, and it's all for free on my YouTube as well. You don't have to buy anything. You can just literally learn it on YouTube. How do you confirm bias on the 1 hour time frame from the daily? Like, how do you trade the 1 hour from the daily time frame? Well, I don't trade the 1 hour from the daily time frames, just only the daily time frame. The 4 hour has to be in line as well, right? So there are typical sequences people use with market maker models, like from the weekly to the 4 hour, from the daily to the 1 hour, for example, right? I blend all the time frames together in a hierarchy. So I use candle closures in the hierarchy from 1, 4, daily, weekly. Right? I use all these type of time frames because I want to have the market structure and then the current market cycle to be favorable before I start engaging in the market, right? So PMI at 10. Yeah, let's wait for that as well. See what the 10 a.m. candle does. These lows still feel like this can get run out. Also with the news. If these lows get run with the news or before the news and it starts to build some bullish signatures, I think news will just pump it up, honestly. I think the draw should be higher. But overall, the entire 4 hour structure looks pretty bad. Personally, I wouldn't trade this today. And I'm saying that because the 4 hour looks like dog shit, honestly. I don't like it at all. Very hard to predict where price will go. Another simulation session would be amazing. Yeah, I will work on that. Yeah, I like doing those, right? So I will try to do that soon. Soon. He says soon, and I will see you guys in 4 months. We need a deep video about correlation. I have a relative strength analysis video, right? I think it's sufficient. We don't need to go too crazy on that. The thing is, with the more information you consume and the more information you use, it can overload your system, right? So either you will have analysis paralysis, which is bad because then you can't execute anymore, or there's just so much that you won't be able to find any setups, right? Thank you, Jillian. Can you show the background color on NES? I mean, the background color is just gradient. Not sure. Like it's gray and white. Can you explain about dealing ranges? Mohammed, go to my YouTube, right? And type in dealing ranges. You get one of the best and clear explanations on how I use dealing ranges. Make sure to watch that video, right? If you haven't. I'm pretty sure it can remove your doubts and answer a lot of questions you have. From your double dealing range technique, how do you select a high probability first dealing range? This is the beauty with the double dealing range. The first range, you don't have to know if it will hold because you wait for the second range before you confirm the first range, right? So the first range does have to hit a key level or take out some sell side or buy side liquidity. That is important. You need to have high resistance liquidity on the high or the low of the first range. Right, that is very important. But you only confirm your first range after the second range gets formed. So there's already how do I say, like, you don't have to worry because you wait for the second range, so you have no FOMO. If you see price displays, you know, okay, I'll wait for the second range, see where the low risk sell prints, and I trade the next leg up or down, right? That's what I do. When do you invalidate entering directly from 4-hour, 1-hour order pairing and waiting for CSD after? Really, really good question. I'm pretty sure I have a video on that as well. I don't think it's my last video, but the video before that. It depends on the daily profile, right? Daily profile is very important. If I'm not sure what the daily profile is gonna be, right, I will wait for the CSDOB. Because let's say Asia session is an expansion and it never goes below daily opening price or takes a low, right? And it takes a low above daily opening price when I want to buy, right? Then I would wait for the CSDOB. Because I don't know what the daily profile will be. So I want to have extra confirmation that we're actually going into another expansion phase, right? That's important. How did you learn Forex and ICT concepts? What top mistakes to avoid? Really, really good question. Tejas Gaware. I learned it. How did I learn it? Like I studied all the free content back in the day on YouTube, right? ICT's YouTube, and there was a bunch of 2016, 2017 core content leaked in some groups, right? So I tried to study those, and I actually joined a signal service back in 2021 at the start when I just started out with ICT, because the guy who was doing the signals, he also sometimes did a educational on what dealing ranges are or what an order block is and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't know about, right? So basically that, yeah. And only study with notes, so take notes, right? Is the most important part. So one of the top mistakes people make is not writing things down or backtest new concepts. So if they learn something new, they don't test it out, they don't look for it in the chart, they're just binge watching the entire show, right? You don't binge watch ICT content. You watch one episode, you write notes, and then you go into the charts and you try to find whatever new thing you learned, you try to find that in the chart and see where does it play out, what concept did I learn, right? All that kind of stuff is very important. That's one of the biggest mistakes people do. They just, oh, I'm episode 1, let me just put it on 1.5x so I don't have to hear ICT's rambling too long. In the rambling, there's a lot of information in the rambling itself, right? So don't skip that. Don't put your YouTube on 1.5x so he talks faster so you can go quicker through the video. There is no shortcut. Trust me, there is no shortcut. Stop looking for shortcuts. That's also the biggest mistake people make. They think they can become a profitable trader within 3 to 6 months. They think, oh, let me just join a mentorship for 1 month and then I should be profitable. It doesn't work like that. You have to work at it for months and years. You have to practice, you have to do repetition, you have to do reviews, you have to journal, you have to do mental exercises to be calm-headed when you're trading. You need to stop looking for shortcuts. That's the way to go. You need to stop looking for shortcuts. That's the biggest one. Like I can't fathom. Sometimes people think that they can get profitable within 3 months. It's not. You can learn the concepts in 3 months, probably, if you're really smart and you have like a really good memory and all that stuff. But the real trading is not the concepts. The real trading is the risk management, it's the psychology, it's the trusting your system, all that kind of stuff, right? You can know every single ICT concept, right? Good for you, bro. You know what a reaper fair value gap with a Madus in a filled order block with a whatever the fuck is going on, right? Doesn't matter. I can have a winning model, right, with just order pairing and a fair value gap, and that has only two two things in it, and it can work better than somebody who knows every single concept, right? That's the thing. People who always think that something they have is better than what you have, it's bullshit, because the one who uses it, that's the one who makes it work. It doesn't matter if it's trend lines, if it's a fucking Bollinger Bands or EMA crossover or ICT concepts or fucking whatever concept there's out there. The one who uses this is the one who will make it work, right? And that's only done by proper risk management and being disciplined, right? That's important. Thanks for the risk to reward video. I've been win so many trades when I'm using the RR win rate. Yeah, that's something as well, right? It doesn't matter if price doesn't take out this high. Let's say you bought down here and over here it's at 2R and you close at 2R and your system says I have a 55% win rate at 2R. You're going to make a lot of money with 55% 2R win rate. And then if it reverses here and you already took profits here, it doesn't matter, right? You took your 2R and that's it. That's what you should be looking for, right? It's very important. Can you show a schematic structure of the time frame alignment model? Yeah, okay. So what typically a time frame alignment model, you can use a 4-hour to 1-hour sequence, requires no kill zone. You can use a 1-hour to 15-minute sequence, requires a kill zone, right? So typically you want to trade this is what you want to trade, right? You can either do two things. Let me just pull the schematic, right? So what you do, either you trade the classic buy or sell day daily profile, right? Which is order pairing a low to a high. So either you buy below an old low and it has to be in a key level, right? You buy the key level below an old low, or you wait for another range to come out of it and you do the exact same thing, but you have to be in the market cycle of a retracement, right? So this is consolidation, retracement, you buy the retracement. See the common denominator here, right? The retracement, because you know it's a bullish range. Then expansion comes, then another retracement, and you buy below an old low within the retracement. It's the same thing that happens over here can happen on the range that comes out of it as well. And then you have a breaker, right? So the first one could be a fair value gap, and this one could be a breaker, right? So first one, fair value gap, second one, breaker. Both of them work as long as there is a key level and there's an old low to pair up the sell stops, and then you trade above the high where the buy stops are resting, right? So two opportunities. And I think I have 3 variations on top of this, which is not on YouTube. But those are CSDOBs and 2 other ones, but we're not going to go too in depth on that. Is news important in your trading? Yeah, of course. News is very important. I remember back in the day, back in 2021 or something, everybody was like, oh, there's a red folder news. Let's skip this day. We don't want to be trading when there's a red folder news. Man, I love when there's a red folder news right now, because I know there will be volatility coming in. And that's what we need when we're trading, right? We need the volatility. So only news events like CPI, NFP, FOMC, interest rates, those I will tend to wait until that has been released. Or if I can get in early during the week, like let's say the news releases on Wednesday, like CPI or FOMC, try to get in on Monday or early Tuesday. If there's nothing, I will wait post news, right? With NFP, the day before NFP, I skip, right? And the morning before it as well, right? I tends to consolidate. I don't like to trade that. Then, what do we have? FOMC. I skip FOMC entirely. The day before, you can still trade. So that's how I use the. That's how I use the economic calendar. Raja's best student? Yeah, yes, I am. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about other people or other people's systems. And I don't feel like I need to do that. People know my opinion on certain crowds, and I will just leave it by that. Christian, ICT charter member here. I wasn't profitable until your first MMXM course. I've made 6 figures this year from MMXM models and caught the whole expansion leg from the monthly for EU back in March and April. That's pretty good. And make 6 figure in a year is a great accomplishment. Like hats off, man. Really good. How do you anticipate the possible daily, weekly profile with news? Well, it depends on key levels, right? Let's say, let's go to GU, for example, right? I think there was GU interest rates last week, right? Or is it this week? Can somebody quickly pull up that? Well, I'll pull up the economic calendar real quick. Let me just do that. Economic calendar. We have this week. We have interest rates for the pound, right? Yeah. So we have interest rates for the pound. If I look at the weekly candle, right? What am I expecting? Because it's Monday, right? What am I expecting? What is going to happen? Let's say today we drop, tomorrow we drop, Wednesday we drop, and we are around this area where I want. This is the drawn liquidity for me, right? This gray box here. It's like 180 pips away, 160 pips right now. If the interest rates is on Thursday, and we already traded all the way back down at the start of the week, I'm expecting interest rates to do the retracement or actual reverse price, right? That's what I'm expecting for the economic calendar. Now, do I enter on before the news release because we're here? No, I don't do that, right? I will wait for the interest rates to get released, and then we'll reevaluate 4-hour structure and everything, and to see if there's another high probability setup in either direction. Doesn't matter if let's say I'm bullish today, but there's a signature of bearishness tomorrow. For tomorrow, I will just look for bearish, right? Doesn't matter. You can flip your bias. Just don't flip your bias 3 times in the same day. That's not good. Don't do that. Do you think it's enough who studied 2022 ICT mentorship and the MMXM course you narrated? Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely enough. Yeah. Please explain how to use order pairing. Make sure to watch my time frame alignment model series and go to the episode order pairing. I go in depth there, so make sure to watch that. All right, what are we thinking with the news? We already run this low here, right? There's no indication yet that we're gonna go bullish, right? So buying below this low currently before a news event is not smart. And let me remove this before somebody gets induced in, well, OTE has an arrow on this low, you know, fuck that. Like, we're gonna wait for the news, see where this 4-hour candle closes. Look, this 4-hour candle closure is kind of ass, right? I don't really like it. The whole 4-hour structure sucks, but we'll see. We'll see what news does, because it might as well drive all the way here, right? A lot deeper. But there's no swing high formed here, right? So we'll see. We'll see what it does. I don't think this looks good at all right now. ES took out this low here, so we might drop a little bit deeper with the news. What's your average stop loss on EU? I think about 15 to 20 pips, something like that. Okay, guys, one thing I'm not gonna do is comment on other people's models. I have no interest in other people's models. I don't know other people's models as well. Like, I know my model, I know MMXM's models, and I knew a little bit of some other models, but I'm not really interested in that, you know? What up, AJ? How are you doing today? Okay, we have news in like 30 seconds. Okay, chat, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna drop all the way down here? Or are we gonna see a slight wick and then we push up? You're at school? Oh, go back to your school assignments then. Okay, so this is the news. Nothing crazy as of yet. Waking up. Yeah, I would like this low to get run and then it reverses, right? So dive a little bit deeper. We don't have a range yet. That's the only issue. How much focus do you keep on the fundamentals, like the rate cut possibilities and central bank sentiments for reports? I'm gonna be honest. I don't look at anything like COT, fundamental news. I try to have a little bit of a feel for what the sentiment in the market is, not per se fundamentals, right? But what are the masses feeling and thinking right now, right? If everybody and their mother is bearish on a certain asset class and is very close to a bullish key level, we can definitely expect a reversal at that point, because when fear is greatest, right, that's the best opportunity to buy as well. Obviously, it has to be in discount and at the key level, because if the fear is at its highest when it's still in premium, don't buy it then. And then there's real fear going on, right? And it can still drop. But like I said, close to discount at the key level, or the pairing lows to in the room, right? Perfect. Did you start to trade indices or just for today's stream? I mean, we're just watching what the open is doing here and what potentially could be happening after the news. So I'm definitely still looking, or I'm not looking, but I'm expecting price to go higher, right? From below this low. But there's no lower time frame confirmation yet. So the best thing is to do is to wait for price to go back into buy side of the curve. I would say 5-minute time frame is probably the best time frame here. We have a 4-hour for value gap, right? Now we've run previous hourly low. If you have a 5 minutes bullish structure forming, I think it should go higher from then. I think it's kind of dangerous to look for buys right now, and because you think it will go higher, I think it's better to wait for confirmation on structure. Like an IFVG, for example, or a bullish order block to form, right? A little bit more market structure. But in the end, draw, I think it should be here from below the low. Let's recap gold as well, like somebody was asking for it. Yeah, so like I said, this one as well, right? IFG on the daily is probably gonna be the key for higher prices. And then I would only aim for this, not per se the highs itself, and then evaluate what price does in this level here. Do you like EU on futures? No, I just use Forex.com, like both of these. No need for futures for me. I think it's better. You should use futures on Nasdaq and ES and everything, right? Do you remember that Nasdaq 15-minute chart that Sierra sent into the LOC group? Yeah, from Friday, right, Christian? Do you mean that one? Random question. How do you know when price won't take Asia low when bullish and vice versa? Well, either SMT on the lows with the correlated asset, or it starts to form let's say it doesn't take out this low and it expands and then consolidates, and then it goes lower, then you can still expect that because it consolidated and went lower, it can distribute higher from discount of that range and not take out Asia's low, for example. So, or either those two options. Johnny, I remember the days when I was completely lost and new in trading. Your educational content on YouTube and living off charts helped me a lot. I can't explain in words. Thankful for life. Thank you, TSA Clips, man. Appreciate the kind words. I love all you guys, man. I get a lot of good feedback. I like that a lot. That's why we do it as well, right? I actually genuinely want everybody to win. I'm not a hater. Like sometimes, like Twitter is a cesspool sometimes, man. There are always motherfuckers coming in when you don't have the right bias, and then they have to post their chart. Look, I won. I had it right this time, you know, like, and they're not in my comments when I win. Why is that? Why only when I don't have the right bias? Why is that? Only because they want to make themselves feel better, right? That's the only thing. Terrible mindset. Very, very sour people. It's crazy. Very sour, yes. All right. We'll stick around for like 5 more minutes. We're going to do the giveaway, right? So if you haven't hit the like button on the stream or you're not subscribed, then you're not going to be picked, obviously. But 5 minutes, I will give you guys a keyword. You can all type it, and then I will pick a random winner. And if you see your name on the screen, then you are the one. And then you have to DM me on, let's say, Twitter or Telegram, right? You have to be on Twitter or Telegram. Jillian, you're typing in Dutch, right? I love that you won, but try to type in English, because I'm not going to respond in Dutch, right? But yeah, you had a great win. That's good. I love it. Nice push-up. Thank you, Nathan, for the kind words, man. Appreciate that. Do you feel like this day is not probability? I think high probability. No, I skipped today, yeah. Because I want to see what the daily does, right? Where the daily closes, what the 4-hour structure is doing currently. Nasdaq's 4-hour structure is very terrible. I don't know with high convection where it will go. I would expect higher based on everything here, but it's just not high probability to me. So I wouldn't bet any money on it, right? And same with the majors, right? I'll wait for today, see what it does. If it keeps consolidating today, right, I have to reevaluate and see what a nice key level will be, right? And I'm not trading a consolidation like this. I need a giveaway. You will get it. We'll do it. Why did you not come live for a long? I mean, you mean why I didn't live stream for a long time? I mean, I live stream every week, like 3 to 4 times a week, but not on YouTube, right? I like to do it in a more small group setting, right? So I can pay attention more to the charts and to the people as well, and then trade myself as well. It's difficult to trade and pay attention to everything going on, right, with the chat and everything. So a smaller group setting definitely has my preference. Give me some psychology tips you follow. I mean, the psychology I think is very personal, because not everybody is the same. The biggest thing you should be doing, or actually what you should not be doing, is trade when you're emotional, right? And you can get emotional by real life stuff. Like, for example, if you have something terrible happen to a family member, or you are sick, or you had some bad news, or all that kind of stuff where you're not level-headed, you don't trade. Really try to stick with that. Any Black Friday deals to join the mentorship? I will talk to MMXM if we're gonna do that. I don't like doing discounts because I think the value we provide is already good. But yeah, I'll talk to MMXM if there's a deal. You are the real deal, Tom. Thank you, sir. Yes, I am. I post my payouts, right? I've posted like 40,000 in payouts in the last 3 months. I don't really feel like I need to keep doing that. I'll post some if there's another big payout, but I don't think like I keep posting small payouts. I don't think it's like, it just clutters up the Twitter page, you know. It's not something I want to do. Okay, hold on. Let me prepare the giveaway, guys, and then we're gonna wrap it up, and then we're gonna be back at Friday and see what the hell is going on, right? What did we manage to catch the entire week? That's gonna be very interesting. We'll break down the entire week as well. It's gonna be a good learning curve, right? Okay, the key word for today is gonna be OTE. Make sure to type OTE in the chat, and we'll roll out a winner. Right? Let's see what we can get. And then you win a one-on-one with me for an entire hour. Make sure you have Discord or Zoom or whatever, so I can talk to you. And then yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The chat goes wild. Holy shit. Okay. Clap twice. Who's the winner? If you see your name on the screen, you have a 1. Make sure to message me on Telegram at the OTE Trader 1 or on Twitter. Are you still in the chat? Marco van Dijk. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that it's a Dutch name as well. I will do more giveaways this month, so make sure to tune in the upcoming live streams as well. Today we just did a one-on-one session, and look at how price is moving higher from below this low, right? Keep an eye on that. I would say tape read it. I don't think the structure is high quality. Only lower time frame looks decent, but you kind of want to have higher time frame 4 hour as well in sync, right? But use this as a case study. Why does it go higher? If it fails to go higher, what causes it, right? Write all that stuff down and you can review it later, right? But yeah, guys, Marco, make sure to message me on Twitter or on Telegram, and I will get you guys on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Let's go.